Welcome back. We have the Amiga A1200 back on the bench. In the last video we were cleaning up the water damage on the board and giving the case a quick clean. Switched it all on to test it. It was operating fine, but the floppy drive wasn't reading any discs. So in this video I'm going to be doing a recapping. I did inspect the board, not seeing any signs of damage for leakage, but the pads around the capacitors are looking a little dulled, so they could be starting to go. But they're going to be replaced anyway, and that's what this video is going to be. I ordered capacitor kit from the Amiga kit shop on eBay. So that's now arrived, so we can bash on with the video. Everything we need for this board included, all the surface mount caps and the through hole ones. But first things first, we're going to have to remove the caps that are on the board, and the way I do it is basically I just snip them off. There's other techniques. If you were dealing with a board that had clear damage for the electrolyte on capacitors, then this may be not the best way to do it. But as I can't see any clear damage, I'm just going to do it this way. Basically I take the snips and go just above the plastic part at the bottom of the can, put my finger over the top and just cut it off. Then it's just a case of removing the rest, including the plastic. And it'll leave the legs of the capacitor still soldered on. Obviously you have much better access to those pins with the shell completely removed. I'll go over with the soldering iron and remove all that, clean the pads up before we go to install the replacement ones. And the slightly bigger ones I tend to snip from one side, turn it round. I'll see if I can zoom in a bit here so you can see a bit better. Where are we? We're over here. So one side snipped, and then again applying slight downward pressure. And this one has started to leak. Funny enough, that's the same capacitor I did work on my brother's A1200. It's a slightly different revision, but more or less the same. And that one was actually visibly already leaked, and he had some issues. I think the audio was a problem. But apart from that, it actually seemed to run fine. Once it was recapped, it was perfect. Right, so I'm actually going to give this a wee bit of clean now. I need some more isopropyl in here. on trying to pour isopropyl into this tiny ball without spilling it everywhere. There we go. That's what I'm using. This back in shot. There we go. I'll have to give this another, once I've desoldered the two legs that are still on the pads, I'll give it another clean after that as well. If I give it a clean now when I go to solder it, I shouldn't get quite so much a fishy smell coming up. It looks like that one maybe only just started to leak, because there's certainly no signs of corrosion anywhere round about it, even right next to it. So I think that's fine. Right, and one of the next ones, that jar here. And same thing again on the other side. That one seems fine as well. Right, so I'll continue going through this board. I'll get all them removed. I'll come back when I start on the through-hole ones. I found them very much a pain in the backside to do on my brother's machine. Trying to get the solder to clear for the holes was a bit of a nightmare, so I'm expecting that to be a bit of a chore. But I'll continue. I'll get the surface mount ones off, and then we'll come back to it. Yeah, before I go further, let's see if you can see this. Just in here you can see that one as well had started to leak. You can quite see the shiny wetness to it. So yeah, this was definitely needing done, that's for sure. Right, back in a bit. Right, okay, here we go. Let's get these through-hole ones done. We'll start with this one. Right, so here. Soldering gun and see how we go. Yeah, similar to the last time I did them. You get one side that will be okay, and that side's clear, not too bad, but yeah, that side not so much. Okay, I think come in here with iron. See, that side's clear. This side's going to be a pain. Add a bit more leaded solder. I might actually try a wee bit desoldered braid, see if that's any better. Always keeping you in shot there. Right. That's really not helping. Right, messed up a wee bit there. I missed a bit of footage. The first one is in. What I actually had to do, I couldn't clear the hole. I could clear it on one side, not on the other. So I basically added a wee bit of solder, heated that up, and gently sort of pushed the capacitor through. But keeping on applying the heat as it slid through. And I think that's pretty much what I'm going to have to do with all of them, based on previous experience of this. So what I'll do is I'll come back once I've got that done. Okay, we're back. That's the through-hole capacitors removed. I've put that one in. These two that are here, I'm going to leave them until I've got the surface mount ones in, because they do tend to get in the way a little bit. Right, let's get to it. Right. Spin the board round. Hopefully I can keep it in shot. Right. Put my glasses on so I can see. It'll definitely help. Right, so negative side of this side. Now, I like to heat the pad and then come in as close to the very end as I can. Mainly because I want to leave as much exposed at that side, just to make it a little easier in the tighter areas. So I just push down, heat that up, and it just flows into place. And I just realised you were totally out of shot there. And we'll go back to the original side, hopefully we're in shot now. A little bit of heat, and just make sure it's nice and flat, plenty solder. And should be that. And that's the first one in. and sitting nice and flush to the board. Again, just come in, heat the pad, the solder on it, and drop it in as close as I can to the very end. I'll probably have to straighten that up slightly. It's still slightly squint. Yep, that looks fine. And it's just a case of coming in the other side, apply a bit of heat, a little bit of downward pressure just to flatten it to the board. And then back to the original side. Yep, that's nice and solid. Right, I'll get the other two done. The other 200 microfarad ones, get them out of the way. Trickiest part's usually getting them straight. There we go. Round. Should be able to get into this side. Hopefully. Looks to be sitting nice and flat. Back to the original side again. Okay, and that looks solid. And the last one of these, C236. That's in line. Come on for this side. And back in here again. There we go. Solid again. Yep, happy with that. Right, I'll just get these all put back into place, including the two through holes that go in here. We'll come back when it's done. Right, well that's all the caps fitted to the board. Went quite well. Everything's nice and neat, and I managed to even avoid melting the connector there. It gets quite tight in that area, so you've got to try and keep the iron as vertical as you can. I actually took the clip itself, I took that off just to lower the height of that. It definitely makes it a bit easier. One thing I will say with these ones, some of the more modern capacitors, their footprint's slightly smaller, so I was suggesting going with the bigger size ones when you connect the first solder point, to try and stick as far across as you can. Now that's fine with those ones, but when it comes to ones that are quite a small footprint, you want to just try and centre it as much as you can. Get as close to the middle between the two pads. If you were to go, I think if you were to go fully to one side, you may actually end up with the pad underneath the capacitor crossing between the gap that sits there, basically shorten that out. Maybe not, but not really worth the risk. But yeah, it all went smoothly. Everything's in nice, straight, neat, good connections. So that's that bit done. I'm going to do the work on the floppy drive. I'm going to do that in a separate video, and then hopefully at that point we can piece everything back together and have a fully working machine, and we can run through the diagnostics, make sure everything's sweet with no issues. So if you like this video, please click the thumbs up. If you want to see more like it, then please subscribe, it's appreciated, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.